clapboard.
Welcome to Haight Street Voice Radio.
And I'm here with Cary Tennis. We don't have to look at the camera. You can look wherever you want. You can look at the ceiling.
Where's the camera?
It's right there on the
Oh
phone.
my God.
See where it says Haight Street Voice Radio on my phone?
No.
Yeah, see those three dots?
No, I don't see. Oh, yeah, I see.
Yeah. So this is Cary Tennis. Amazing
That's right.
writer, friend. I'm so grateful to call you a friend.
Yeah. Well, feeling is mutual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
we're
although he
friends.
moved to Italy with his wife like 10 years ago, which I was pissed about for a minute, but I still love you.
Yeah.
But where do we start? I thanks for being here. He's here visiting from Italy because he's unloading some books, which I actually could show on camera, but that's later. Welcome, Cary, to the show.
Yeah.
It's October 17th, 2025, on a gorgeous day. Ridiculous Indian summer.
It's one of those beautiful October days that every year we get a few of these.
Yeah.
And people out at the beach, it's just joy.
Yeah.
It's just sheer joy. You just have to stop and go, this is nice. This is good.
I'm so glad it came for you you're only here a couple weeks, right?
Yeah. Well, I booked it for October.
Oh, okay.
Because I know a thing or two.
Good. Well, yeah, I think you brought the good. You brought a little Italian weather with you, I think.
Well, I figured some of it.
But tell us the incentive. I'm going to pick up my water here.
Yeah.
The incentive, the impetus for your coming out this way was to unload some amazing books that you wrote over the years, and you wrote for Salon.com. Maybe just tell me what those.
I tell you the story.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was always being a writer, wanting to be a writer, writing and trying to make rent and food too, and sometimes a little extra. And I didn't have much fear. I didn't have much fear. I came out here and I just would go around and ask people to talk to me, and I'd write about what they said.
What year did you arrive here from Florida?
I arrived here on the Gray Rabbit bus from New York City in September 1976.
Wow.
And we took a flat 1492 Fulton Street at Fulton and Baker. And downstairs was some crazy freaks, and one of them was the electrician for the Grateful Dead, so I understood. And
wow, nice place to land, man.
I just looked around, and it was full of groovy people.
Yeah.
So my writing career, it started with an angry letter to the Calendar magazine what was her name?
Oh, I forget, but I remember. I used to be a copy editor there.
Yeah.
I forget her name.
Her name is Fiona Funt. It's a funny name. Yeah. Anyway, I wrote her a letter saying that something should be better, and she wrote back saying, if you think so, maybe you should just write it for us. So I wrote a piece for them, and then the first big piece I wrote for them was about Flipper.
Oh yeah! Wow!
Yeah.
Wow! What were they playing? Was the Fab Mab still open? Mabuhay still open?
Yeah. This was 1981.
Oh yeah. Okay.
1981.
Flipper. Right on.
Flipper, Noise, Sex, and Volume. That was the title of it. Flipper, Noise, Sex, and Volume. And the opening line was that I was listening to the band, and that the band music was making white caps on my scotch. Yeah.
Wow.
And
I can feel that. I can see it.
Yeah, it was my introduction to the power of punk, just noise and power. And it was a kind of a scream and a real departure from the Jefferson Airplane Quicksilver Messenger Service.
It's like Roto-Rooter kind of.
Yeah.
Like my first concert was the Sex Pistols at Winterland, and it was like all the weird, 15-year-old angst or whatever it was. I mean, it was, or all the worrying kind of went away for about, half hour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I saw, like, at the Temple Beautiful, I saw the Circle Jerks, and I saw slam dancing and stage diving. And it was, it was my introduction to punk.
And were you an observer? Or were you flopping around with the best of them?
I was an observer at first, but the minute I saw it, I thought, I have to start a band. It was, I got to start a band. So I found people and I started a band. We called ourselves the Repeat Offenders. And we were a mix of sort of intellectual art music type from the keyboard player who'd studied art in Florence, Italy, and was very kind of high-minded. And then we had
kind of like Devo. Devo was
we were like Devo or that other band was like,
you know what I mean. But keyboards, intellectual-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we and then I wrote a song in a reggae format. Somoza is Dead, because it was the time of the Contras. And when Somoza's car had just been blown up by, by the leftist insurgents. And so I did this song. It was in a reggae style. And KUSF,
God bless you. Shout out to KUSF.
Yeah, man, KUSF.
Yeah.
They were having their demo tape contest. And we did that song as a demo and submitted it. We submitted it.
It's hard to say.
We submitted it. And it won. We're going to talk like that.
Love that.
Free fall. We're just going to talk like that.
Drugs are kicking in.
It's totally.
We are sitting in that corner, so it's maybe some vibes.
And
anyway,
it won, and so we got some. Yeah, it won. And so we got some studio time and we made a record. But
where'd you make the record? Was it, like Haight Street Studios?
It wasn't Haight Street. No? It was,
it's okay.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to put you're in the hot seat, man. So you come into the hot seat, you gotta deal with the hot questions.
Yeah. That would be an excellent question, Linda. That's an excellent question.
What studio?
Where did we record it?
It's okay. Did you rehearse at Lennon Studios? Remember Lennon?
Oh, Lennon. Carol Lennon lived below me on Laguna and Market Street in that building.
Wow.
And so I was friends with her and Frankie and Johnny, or Frankie and, Frank, the two kids. Wow. And they had that punk band, Touch Me Hooker. And so I had Tommy Tompkins as an editor at that time at the San Francisco Weekly, and he's a communist, and Vicky, our singer, was a communist, and so he used to send me out on missions, dangerous missions. I would go to the drag races, or I went to see. One night I was at the J&J bar. Catty corner from the San Francisco Chronicle, 5th Street. And I was just used to drink there. And I looked down the bar and I thought, Oakland Raiders, John Matuzak.
No.
That's fucking John Matuzak.
No.
Yeah.
Now this is weird.
Yeah.
This is weird. I got to tell you a story. I got to we're freeform radio here. So, that's just the way it goes. My mom and my dad, I guess it must have been early 60s, used to go to a bar near the Oakland Coliseum, and they were at a bar by the Raiders. All the Raiders hung out. And guess who they hung out with at the end of the bar? John motherfucking Matuzak. And guess what my mother said to him? And my dad went, "Oh, I'm going to die." She said, "Oh, what position do you?" My mom wasn't stupid. She didn't know football. So she said, "What position do you play?" And he said, "Nose guard." And she goes, "Oh, no wonder your nose looks like that." But they ended up having a good
Mom.
time. So we have John.
Mom.
We have John Matuzak in common.
We have John Matuzak in
Good
common.
Back in the good old Raider days.
Yeah, and I remember.
So there he was at J&J's. Did you go down and talk to him?
Well, I observed him at a safe distance. It was my usual approach to such creatures, and I noticed that when he took his drink, it just went up with a blurt, like a rapid fire Beretta. Just blip, it was gone. You know, the drink like that. And I observed, and he hung out for a while, and then someone approached him and told him that there was a lingerie show down the street. And so he packed up with his enormous, it was catty corner from Rochester Big and Tall. That's the thing. J&J was catty corner from Rochester Big and Tall. And later would be salon.com too.
Oh, wow.
Right next door.
Wow.
Yeah, that was their first headquarters in
Well,
San
that's a nice
Francisco.
segue, actually. Thank you,
Yeah.
Matuzak, for taking us to Salon. I mean, that might have been too big of a jump. That's maybe too big of a jump from...
Yeah, no, so I kept
writing.
Kept writing for
and
the weekly.
playing music.
And what happened, I had left the band, band fight.
Okay, yeah.
And then I had been working at SF Weekly, and then I left FS Weekly, band fight. And I was on the skids, and I was sober, and I was trying to make my way sober, and I was trying to make amends, making amends to people I had worked for, and I had worked for the legal department of Chevron. Making a living, get a job, put on a tie.
Was that down in Florida?
No, that was 575 Market Street.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
My mother also worked at Chevron. There's a lot of connections there. Go ahead.
Yeah. Everybody worked for Chevron. I mean,
I didn't.
It was the company town.
Yeah.
If you needed to make a living, you would go as a temp. You would put in a little time at Chevron, and
can't picture you there at all, Teach.
I had to do something. But so the first time I worked there, I was drinking and drugging, and I was in the band, and the band, we got our hair cut at Vidal Sassoon for free because we would be hair models.
Wow.
They needed, yeah.
Yeah, but
I mean,
still, but still. They pay you a little extra.
And so I went into Vidal Sassoon and got my hair cut. It was the punk era, and she asked me, "What's your favorite color?" And I said black. And she said, "Well, let's dye your hair black and cut it short." And she did that, and she did my eyebrows, and I looked totally different. And I was like, this is my exit line. I'm going to go into Chevron tomorrow. I'm going to quit. That's it. I can't. I've crossed over. I've got black hair, eyebrows. I'm a punk. I'm going to cross over.
I have eyebrows.
And, and so I went into the office and I told him, I can't do this anymore. I am leaving today. I'm done.
Bravo, power,
Yeah, I had to. It wasn't really the best thing to do, but I...
How old were you at this point? Probably, just to get a frame of reference.
All right, so I was 30.
Yeah.
I was 30. Okay. And
wow.
In another 5 years, I'd be sober.
But, okay. So you were punk and not sober, and then you went, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I was...
So here we are. You're going back. You're making amends. Sorry, we're jumping around, but this is free form. That's what if we were having lunch, we'd be jumping around. So this is a conversation.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Okay.
And it's loosely about my writing career. And so when I saw John Matuzak, I wrote about that. Yeah. And even before that, when I worked for Chevron, they said, well, we understand your... oh, no. What happened was... I walked out on them in like 83. And then in 95, I was trying to make a living as a writer still, and I had burned my bridges at the Weekly and the Guardian, and I was trying to make it, and I wasn't making it, and I was married. And I was married to Norma, and Norma was like, you have to make the rent. We are in this together, and you're not making any money.
And I love you, Norma. Shout out to Norma, who used to work on Haight Street, but we'll get to that later.
We'll get to that later. Because we met there. Yeah. And so she said, you got to make some money.
Good job, Norms.
And so, well, I kind of screwed over my people at Chevron, and they were very good to me. They were very good to me, and they gave me a nice send-off. Yeah. But then later when I had tried to get in again, they said, no, not you.
Of course they did.
Nah, we're not falling for that again. Yeah. But then by 95, things had changed, and I went to a temp agency, and again, I was back at Chevron. And I was at Chevron for another 5 years. But what I learned was copy editing, which I had always edited things, but I never had an editing strict style sheet. Oh. It's a whole other deal. And at Chevron, editing oil tanker safety manuals, I learned to copy edit to the last period, comma, M dash, N dash, the difference between an M dash and an N dash. And based on that,
is that the Chicago manual style? Am I getting that right?
Well, yeah, I mean, that's what literary people use. And then in journalism, you use the AP style.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And I don't know what the fuck Chevron was using. It was maybe like
probably had the in-house.
Oil company, in-house
yeah.
Oil company.
Well, my first copy editing gig out of college at SF State, shout out to State Journalism School, was Mix Magazine. I looked in the phone
Mix!
book, and I thought it was a cooking magazine. I really did. It was in the magazine. I'd never heard of it. It was 1980, what was it, 84. I looked through the phone book, because that's what you did back in those days, kids. And I looked up magazines, and there was Mix Magazine, so I called him on the horn. And anyway, short story long. That was my editing gig, but I learned how to spell, like, was it Sennheiser with 2 double N's, right? All that stuff. And that became you kind of get your own style book, because Chevron language is not normal language.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah. No, crude oil washing. It's how they clean the big tanks on the oil tanker. They shoot oil at the oil.
Wow.
Because they can't use water, because water would start a spark from the friction and could start a fire. So they use hoses of crude oil, and they wash the crude oil off with
crude oil washing, would that be hyphenated? It would be, because it's modifying washing, correct?
You see, that's the kind of thing, yeah. No, they had it just 3 words. Okay. I think they were afraid of hyphens.
Okay.
The hyphens might get out and cause trouble. So
anyway,
they like to keep the hyphens.
It is weird when
they had a little. You could only take so many hyphens. You reach your quota.
Your quota.
You're shut off, kid.
Woo, yeah.
You're shut off. Yeah. No more hyphens for you. So, listen.
Yeah.
The deal was, I realized as a drinking person, I had really fucked over a lot of people. I was not nice. I didn't know how to be nice. I just knew how to try to get what I want. And I was known as not a very nice person, which came back to me later. So I was setting about to, what they call clear the wreckage of the past, set things right. And so I spent a few years there at Chevron doing that. I learned that. And then I got a job at salon.com based on being able to copy edit.
Wow.
But then after a year and a half there, I was copy editing Garrison Keillor's column, Mr. Blue. And I was reading this advice column thinking, this is a writer. This is a real writer working. And I liked the column. And I saw that you didn't have to do a Ann Landers ask, Ask Amy or whatever, all that. No, you could actually do a literary version of advice column. So in the summer of 2001, Garrison Keillor changed his life and he decided he was going to quit the column.
And he's the guy behind Lake Wobegon.
He's the guy behind Lake Wobegon. Okay. Way behind. You can't really see him. He's so far behind it.
Yeah, and I think that all shattered. But anyway, just to kind of in my head, and maybe people view it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Noted radio host and author, Garrison Keillor, most famous for the Lake Wobegon, thing.
Yeah.
And his column in Salon was called Mr. Blue.
Okay.
Mr. Blue.
Okay. And you were editing
and
this.
Everybody loved Mr. Blue, and I was editing it. And he was leaving, so they were sending invitations to famous writers all over America, asking them to maybe take a shot at it. And I was seeing these results, and we'd come in at 10 a.m. Tuesday every week, say, has anybody found a replacement for Mr. Blue? And every week it was like, no, we're getting interest, but nobody's hitting the mark, hitting that tone. And I had that tone in my mind because I read and edited every week, and I saw like how he was doing this, and I liked it. And many, many weeks went by, and having learned one of the hard lessons of keeping a job, which was that being brilliant doesn't really help. Being of use helps. Helping, like when they think of you, they think, well, he helps out. Yeah. They don't think, God, he's really smart and different. That doesn't really help. I was different and I was smart, but I kept losing jobs. Yeah. So I had realized that working for Salon, if I want to stay here, and I do, I got to try to be useful. So as a copy editor, I was useful. Yeah. I made everything clean and slick and perfect.
It's very satisfying.
It is. Yeah. It's very satisfying.
I the choreography.
You fix it up till every piece of it sings. Yeah. Hopefully, if the writer can sing at all.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So anyway, I said, hey, I'll give it a shot. I think I can be useful here. I'll give it a shot. I'll answer the sample question. And I did. And they liked it. And so I got that job. And so
the concept of Since You Asked was the name of the column. Did
Gail,
you come up with the concept?
No, that was Gail.
Okay. It's great.
Gail, back then we had Table Talk, which was probably the earliest forum, part of a online publication where it was discussions. People would discuss everything. Gail. And she thought of the name Since You Asked. And I said, great, let's do that. And so that became my job for the next 12 years.
12 years?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And I wrote over 2,000 because I wrote like 5 a week. It was a daily 3 p.m. deadline, every day.
Did it ever become a burden? Did you I got to answer this damn question? After 12 years?
No. It became hard to keep up the 5-day-a-week thing. Yeah. It was hard, but I knew this is my big chance. This is my one chance. I better take it and go with it as long as they don't fire me. I lived like that because usually what would happen would be... we're reorganizing or we're repurposing, we're changing our focus, we're taking a new approach. Get out of that chair.
Get the heck out.
Yes,
scram, kid.
Just go. You and your your so-called brilliance.
It was an actual go into the office, sit down in a desk thing?
It was fantastic. Yes. It was a room full
of writers,
of the smartest, funniest, most lovable, strange, interesting people. All because of David Talbot.
Yeah. Shout
Jerry
out to David. We love
Camilla.
you. The awesome person behind Season of the Witch. If you have not read Season of the Witch, you must read it. But God bless David Talbot. Love that guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
And they had the money,
Yeah.
to hire people from John Warnock and the other big financier that's got the building downtown.
Put me on spot.
I
I don't tend to know those people with a lot of money. That's why I'm sitting. No. Okay, yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. So I did that column, and I was doing that column in 2004 was when George Bush was running for a second term, right? And
I'm letting you leave.
because he had won in 2000 with that disputed election where they had the counting of the Chads, and the Supreme Court basically awarded the election to Bush, if I've got that straight. And so
I'm going to let you just lead.
yeah. And so anyway, in 2004,
I'm just listening at this point,
Yeah,
but I'm gonna keep going. We're gonna circle back to the Haight Ashbury because I do want to get you down that train.
All right.
Because this thing, we got 25 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just want to get the
Get the
writing workshops piece of it.
perfect.
How
Perfect.
that
And I don't mean to rush you.
happened.
We're just kind of like steering. I'm
No,
steering.
I was writing a piece. It might have been the piece about George Bush and alcohol. I don't remember. But I was doing a column. I was writing that thing. And I was also still copy editing part-time for the work. And so I was just running on all...
Cylinders.
Yeah. I'm going to take like 10 seconds here to just take a breath and a drink.
Yeah, you don't have to be on. You can relax. I can play a little ditty here and do a little. Did you hear some bouncy noise? Was that your phone?
That was my phone. Because I never used to get text messages. Yeah. So I got this really annoying. Yeah.
I like how your shirt has little little elbow patches. That's pretty rad. Is that Italian?
Yeah, it's for...
Is it Italian?
Putting your elbow... Yeah, it is Italian. Yeah.
Only the Italians, man.
Yeah, all these cheese are Italian. Everything's Italian.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, we'll get to Italy, but let's finish with the writing thing because that is important.
Yeah.
That's how we met. I took your class. I fell in love with the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what happened in that moment was that I had overdone it. You asked me, was it hard?
Yeah.
Did I ever hate it? Yeah. I worked my ass off. I was pushing. All the time because I knew it was my shot. Right. Like nobody was going to offer me anything like that where I had freedom to do what I want. Yeah. And so...
And get paid.
Yeah. But then I was doing copy editor, feature writer, and daily columnist all at once. And I was finishing up this one piece, going to send it to Cary Tennis, and I was like, dizzy.
Oh no.
Yeah. Ooh. And so I you know what I did? I hit send, and then I called an ambulance.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Because I thought I'm dying, Lord, I'm dying. Help me, Lord. And they came. They put me on a stretcher and they took me down the stairs and put me in the ambulance. And I had a cell phone, and I called my wife and said, guess where I am? I'm in an ambulance. And they took me to the hospital, and they looked me over, and they did some tests, and they said, no, we think you just had a panic attack.
Wow.
So I was like, okay, maybe I got to change how I'm doing.
I thought I was kind of having one while you were telling that story.
Yeah. Oh, that was pretty good.
I told it.
Pretty good, yeah.
Woo!
Also a method
This
actor.
is only water.
Yeah.
It's very
Also-
good. I've done that.
Yeah.
It's fun.
So
Water people, just so you know.
I realized I got to find a different way to be a writer.
Yeah.
And I also realized this was during the period when working at home was a thing. And I had just been working at home. I wasn't with other writers. I love being in that writers, you know, the bullpen, you know, editors and writers calling out, shouting stuff, figuring out headlines, 3 or 4 people figuring out
Get
a
'em on the
headline,
horn,
getting the thing, you know, it was wonderful, and it was human.
Yeah.
You weren't alone.
Yeah.
And that was part of the stress. The stress
Oh, the stress. That was part of the stress. Was it was too
being
much?
alone.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
The stress was being alone.
Yeah.
The isolation.
Yeah.
And so I thought, I can't be the only writer who's got this problem. And so I went to Borders Books in Stonestown Mall, and I looked on the shelves for books of advice to writers. And most of it was just like how to write a bestseller, or how to write that memoir that you've been thinking about, or 10 things writers do wrong, or here's how to structure. That stuff never reached me at all. I just fuck that. But I saw this one book. It was called Writing Alone and with Others, and just the plainness, the clarity of the title, and the contradiction that was inside it, but not blaring at you.
Right.
Just interesting enough.
Yeah.
I was like, what's that all about? And so I opened it up, and I started reading it, and I thought, this is written by a writer. This is really written well, beautifully. It's crafted, and it's catching my attention. And it was written by Pat Schneider, who had grown up in poverty in St. Louis and had been taken under the wing of the church and was educated by the church, I think a Protestant church, and was able to study at college. And she went for a master's at Amherst College in Massachusetts, and she started writing poetry. And she confronted the patriarchal scene of American academia. And she got with a group of women, and they were looking for a better way to write and critique together. And she created this method, which is called the Amherst Writers and Artists Method. And this book, Writing Alone and with Others, was all about that. And it captivated me, and I read that book, and then I went to a workshop Pat Schneider led in Berkeley, the Berkeley Theological Seminary, and I thought, this is kind of dumb. But it's working. You know, it's corny. It's corny. I mean, people all in a group writing together and reading aloud. Because I was a journalist, and I was still very harsh in my judgments. And
but in your sobriety, because isn't that part of the thing of AA?
Even in my sobriety,
that thing where you sit in a circle, don't you do something kind of similar-ish, right? I'm winging it here.
Yeah. And you be vulnerable. And indeed, seeing it in that context made sense, because in the same way that in recovery meetings, one speaks and no one says, well, I disagree with that.
Right.
Because I've read this and this, and this guy said that. And you speak your truth, and that's it. And that's what we did in this thing.
Mm-hmm.
In this thing that we did. It was like that.
We suddenly shouldn't do another country. Does your dog bite? It is not me, dear.
We talked like that. This was what I really liked about it, was that we just talked like that. We would go like this. Every time you would talk, you would go like this with your fingers. And that was what I really loved about it. That was what I really loved about it. Anyway,
So you thought Schneider was corny? You thought the whole thing was corny?
It was corny, but it worked. And I needed it.
Yeah.
I just needed it. I needed to be able to write and have people listen and respond without critique. And then I met with Pat Schneider and she said, you could do this.
Oh.
And I was like, I could. And we had just had our house remodeled. And
they had a really beautiful place over by Ocean Beach. And
that room.
I would love that room.
That bright room.
Beautiful.
I thought, what can we do? We should put people in here.
Edge of the country, basically.
Yeah, out there on the ocean. Yeah. So it was Litquake time, actually, in, I guess, 2006 or 5 even. And I thought, yeah, we're gonna start having workshops and we're gonna publish books together, me and my wife. And so I went down to the Mission with flyers and I posted them all over on the whole poles and the walls for a writing workshop. And that's how we started. People came out and we did that from then on until we left for Italy in 2015.
That was 10 years ago you split. Wow.
I know.
And I remember coming to the class. I didn't know you. I met you through a friend of ours she was writing a script. She was a script writer. We don't know names will we mention, but it was something.
I don't know.
She wanted to know something about the Grateful Dead, and she knew that I had written a book on the Dead. And so she said, oh, you should check out this guy, Cary Tennis. And I said, okay. And I remember walking in there and thinking, oh God, it's a group thing. Like,
it's corny.
You gotta be,
it's so very
you're sitting there,
woo woo, too woo woo.
And I'm just a think in the middle of all these people. Like, God, Jesus, no. But it ended up being I ended up totally loving your sense of humor, number one, and then and then eventually I started to realize. This is pretty dang cool because I was really getting into a part of myself I'd never gotten into because I was doing it in front of other people. You don't have to, that whole thing of like that assholery that we both have of like, oh, what are we going to do with all these people? Like, I'm going to go be alone. And then you're like all alone. You're like, well, this is stupid.
I'm all alone.
Get over yourself, I think is really what it taught me. And then it became a really beautiful thing. So I thank you for bringing Pat Schneider into my, reality. It's do you miss it?
I do. Yeah. It was a wonderful period of time. Every Saturday afternoon I'd clean up the space, sort of zen, putting every chair where it belongs. Norma would bake cookies and cakes and treats, and we had the 2 dogs, the 2 giant white poodles, and it was a beautiful time.
It really was
a beautiful time.
And you're still teaching them, I mean,
a couple of times do workshops.
Over there.
Yeah, I do it online every week for years.
Right.
Yeah, Sundays at...
I'll put all this information on the thing.
Yeah, excuse me. It'd be 6 to 8 that time, so that's 18 minus 9.
That's okay. We're running. We're going to run out of tape here.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. So I love you, and here. So did you want to finish any thoughts about? But I was just going to lead you back to the Haight-Ashbury, where your butt is in the corner of Haight-Ashbury. We are in the building. I mean, look.
Yeah.
It's pretty ridiculous. You can. I mean, the sign is right here. Like I can touch the sign. It's pretty. It's a miracle. It's a miracle. It's right there. Tell me a little bit about your experience with the Haight-Ashbury and being a musician and all the kooks you met and the shows that were here. I mean, it was a mecca when you got here.
Yeah. Well, in 1976, we got that flat at Fulton and Baker in the Western Edition. Yeah. But then later, my friend Stephen Connie, they were on Schrader Street. I would live there. And then I lived all over the place. And then in, God, I guess it was the,
Sounds like a transmission.
Yeah.
Is this the sound of your brain thinking about what year it was?
Yeah.
There's hamsters in there.
No, I'm trying to think because I was on the skids, and yeah, I had I was trying to get my life together, and I was staying in the Avenue Hotel in North Beach, just trying to straighten out the wrinkles of my life. Or in that Guy Clark song.
Yeah.
I got these, how is it? I got these stones in my, trying to, yeah, anyway.
Yeah. Shout out to Guy Clark. We love you.
The Haight-Ashbury.
Yeah.
My relationship with it was that I could live around the corner from the I-Beam and Night Break and all the other clubs.
The Grand Piano you were mentioning?
The Grand Piano was there early, yeah. And then I just felt at home in the Haight. I just felt like this is my place. I also felt at home at the Mission, but I didn't really live there much. The Haight-Ashbury was my home, and I went every Monday night to the I-Beam.
I was there. We were there at the same time because I started going there in 78, 79.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
you'd walk in and those steps. Remember, you'd walk in the front and straight up those big steps, and then boom, you were in the cool room with all the people. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that stage wasn't very high up. And,
yeah.
Oh my God, it was a magical, magical place.
It was, and so I would go in the Booksmith, and I met my wife. Yeah.
Norma.
Yeah, this is a story, kind of. Yeah, because I was still drinking.
I was
That's
going
right.
to say, it was right on the precipice of not drinking and drinking. Right?
Yeah, I had been friends with Anita Rivas and Eddie Jennings, who booked the I-Beam from time to time, and were connected up with the labels and with KUSF and everything. And in April of 89, they said, well, we're going to go down to the after Oscars party at Ted Turner's behest at the Mondrian Hotel. And Eddie is coming, and Buck Naked and Bare Bottom Boys are going to perform at the Mondrian Hotel after the Oscars. I didn't know any better. I thought that sounds like fun. Yeah, absolutely. I'm on board. We're going. So I rode down there with Anita Rivas, Eddie Jennings, various members of the band. And
did you get decked up? You know?
No. As a journalist, no. I just went journalist apparel.
What was that?
It was like
what'd you look like
a T-shirt.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Notes. Take notes.
Yeah,
T-shirt.
take notes.
Get a T-shirt.
Yeah.
You want to be a journalist, you got to have a T-shirt.
Get a T-shirt, get a pen and a pad, get a tape recorder.
Okay. So.
And when I would be on assignment, I did not drink.
Oh.
But this time, it was sponsored by Seagram's, and there were all these beautiful models and actors and actresses, and the atmosphere was such that I thought, well, one little drinky poo wouldn't hurt. And
time out. Do you remember what the big movie was that was running for president? What was being nominated? What was the big one? Do you know? Do you remember? It's okay. I'm putting you on the spot. You know, like, was it The Godfather? You know what I mean? Like, it was the year that, Deer Hunter won, or those are two of my favorites. But anyway, go ahead.
We'll look it up later.
Yeah, you're at this party. You're saying Seagram 7, let's do it.
Yeah. And
did you pull a John Matuzak on that straw?
Yeah, I just blurted up too many gin and tonics and kind of lost my mind. And something happened. Either they threw us out of the hotel room, or I thought I need more fresh air. And I just picked up a whole bunch of our stuff and walked out to the front of the Mondrian Hotel. And I thought, well, I'm kind of tired. I just lay down in the grass.
No.
And took myself a little nap.
No.
Yeah. And next thing I know, Eddie is kicking me and yelling at me and saying, what the fuck did you do with all our stuff? The van, you know? And
wow.
That was a moment.
Wow.
I was like, I'm fucked up. I can't keep doing this anymore. But I did. I kept doing it one more time, and that was at the Bob Forrest Thelonious Monster Show at the I-Beam, where again I thought I was gonna stay sober because I was gonna be working that night, and I went to the store to get some orange juice, and I could not stop my hand from reaching in and picking up a 6-pack of beer and carrying it to the counter. And I had a moment of dissociation where I realized I'm not in control. This is happening. I don't want to do this, and I'm doing it. And that was the split. That was a profound moment where I'm done. I can't do this anymore.
So Now in my head, I'm picturing Norma, the clouds part, and Norma comes out of the sky, like, you know, Glinda the Good Witch, and she's suddenly right.
It was pretty much like that.
Yeah, that's what I felt like. Really, seriously, I was kind of joking around there, but
yeah, because like a few days before, I had been sitting on my stoop with someone that we both knew, and Norma had walked down the street, and I had met her, and I had decided, you're the one. I mean, I didn't tell her that, but I was like, you're the one. This, and so.
But you didn't really know her. Sorry.
I didn't really know her, but I saw her on that last rampage, and I told her to move to Paris. That's all I remember. I don't know why. But next day, after the I-Beam show, and there's a whole more details about that, but after that I-Beam show, I said, this is it. I'm done. I'm coming out with my hands up. I give. I surrender. Do what you got to do, because I can't make it. And so that worked. The program worked, and it got me sober. That was in 1989. Wow. And as a consequence, you know, I've been able to do stuff that I couldn't do otherwise, including writing the column, which so many of the ideas and the attitude comes from that recovery.
Interesting.
Yeah, very much so.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Because I think people, I mean, I'm not sober, but, you know, I think a lot of people think that, you got to be a big drinker to be a writer. Like, that seems to be the thing that a lot of people think.
I thought so.
This day and age, no, there's a lot of sober people.
But I thought so. I thought this is how you do it. You sit there, and that turned out not to work. Like, I'm sitting in my hotel room on North Beach, you know, and I'm had a bottle of Johnny Walker Red, and I was like, okay, I'm a writer now. I'm a real writer. I'm going to sit in this chair. I'm going to write and take a drink, and write and take a drink.
What was this the voice?
It ain't, you know, write, take a drink, write, take it. It didn't work good. Yeah. It didn't work too good. Yeah. And I could never have done the column, because that required discipline. Yeah. 3 p.m. every day. Yeah. Deadline. Yeah. If you're half done, make it work. Yeah. Turn it in. So
sobriety, Norma.
Yeah.
Did you still go to the I-Beam when you got sober? Sadly,
probably not really. I couldn't deal with the whole rock and roll thing.
That's hard. That's a hard adjustment, because I know you love music.
Yeah.
I'm projecting that it would be hard to give up shows. I don't know if I could do that. You know? Not that I go a lot, but I mean,
Well, I could, because they had ceased being really pure enjoyment
true.
and had become work.
True.
Like taking notes and writing.
Yeah.
And it fed a lot of my desire to be famous, to be known, to have some power and influence. I've got that. I mean, I've got that desire for it, but it has to be held in check. And so I learned some humility and have some peace of mind. I don't have to be chasing after every ounce of recognition and fame, and I don't have to be lying to people about what I know and don't know, and oh yeah, I've listened to that and I think this about it, or oh yeah, we're good friends, me and whoever.
All that ego,
all that. I was taken up in.
Yeah, I remember when I was at SF State, and one of the assignments was I had to go see a show and write about it and give a review. It was a record. I had to listen to an album. I don't remember the album. And then review it. I had to write a review because I was doing rock and roll journalism with Ben Fong Torres. He didn't give me that assignment. Somebody else, John Burke maybe. And I was like, I don't want to, who am I to critique an album? So I just wrote, buy the album, listen to it. If you like it, keep it. If you don't, throw it away. Give it to somebody else or something like that. And of course, they got mad at me. But I was just making my point. But who am I to tell people what to listen to? I think a lot of people feel that way. I mean, of course, criticism, there's a thing. I respect it, But I love the fact that all these years later, you're finally writing for you. That's it. And it's so fun to get to know the interior of this man's, up there. There's a lot of characters in there, and it's and how much more fulfilling instead of like trying to go out and please all these other riffraffs out there. That I understand that drive, but when that goes away and you get to just do what you're doing now, it's beautiful to watch. It's beautiful to receive. That's really all I have to say about that. But thank you, Pat Schneider.
And now soon it'll be thank you, John Truby.
Oh, that's the new guy. Yeah, you're talking about it. I took a class the other day when he was in, anyway.
Yeah.
John Truby.
Yeah.
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 I love that. Why is the character doing that? I love that whole why. So the thought, why? I like that. It helped.
Yeah.
But you said this guy's we can't say that on camera. But thanks, John Truby. Oh. Yeah, because who knows
well,
where
he's very definite in his opinions.
Yeah.
But he's also knows a lot. And I think he's pretty much right about this stuff, about how to write a story that is engaging and brings a reader along to some kind of conclusion. Yeah. Which that whole idea I thought was just so old hat. I thought, no, you just go where your unconscious takes you to go, and you keep going. But then what happens? You look behind you, nobody's following you. You're off on your own in your own unconscious. And if you tell a story, people can understand why somebody does something and what they're trying to achieve and how they're going about it and what they go through to try to get there, whatever their goal is, and how they fail and succeed. Those things we want to read.
I like that. It helps me with my, my little thought guy. So
thought. Yeah. And I just gotta say that you have a real gift, and it's exciting to every time you come and you start writing. It's a lot of fun, and it's a beautiful thing.
It's therapy for me, really, to tell you the truth. It really is, because again, I spend a lot of time alone doing this magazine, and luckily I get to hang out with people like yourself. But like that workshop really helps me be in touch with myself, but in a room full of other people.
Yeah,
it really it's been really liberating and wonderful, and I really thank you for that. And it's sort of like if the thought was just me and then I might go, that's just a dumb. But the other people are receiving it and digging it, and that's like, they want to.
Exactly. People hear this thing.
I want to know where the traveler's going. How's the traveler doing? That kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Where people dig it and they care. Where's this guy going to end up? Yeah.
Yeah, he's either writing a message in code or cleaning his gun.
All right, well, we should wrap this. This is long. This is the longest one I've ever done. So I always ask everybody, this is Haight Street Voice Radio, Haight Street Voice Magazine, hyper-local with a global perspective. What would you like to say to the Haight community And basically, this is, 2025, communities everywhere in this crazy freaking world that we're living in. Well, first to the Haight and then the world.
Yeah, I like to say that the values and the vision that are part of the Haight-Ashbury culture, they're still here, and they're valuable. They're world changing, and that Haight is a place that people value creativity and individualism, and you can be yourself here. You can be yourself in the Haight, and that's why I feel at home here. And
you living in Italy now? I mean, what we're for my thing, for me that's community because I live here, but it is that community where you say hello to the post lady and you say hello to the goofy guy that's late. Do you need some food, buddy? It's connected. And when I lived in Italy, it's a different vibe, but I felt very connected with people because they're very playful.
Absolutely.
Divertente e pazzo.
Yeah.
See?
Divertente
that means
pazzo.
Funny and crazy.
Funny and crazy.
Right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And colorful.
And colorful.
I don't know how to say that how do you say colorful in Italian?
I don't know.
Oh shit.
Yeah. I can speak a little bit of Italian,
okay.
but what I've found in Italy is that money is not number one, and so-called success is not number one. And I read a survey of Italians, younger Italians maybe, who what is the thing you look for most in a job? And I'm thinking money, advancement, location, people you work with. Most important thing to Italians in work is the people they work with. They want to be with people they get along with. And you can feel it everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
And families stay together. And I used to think that was stifling, that a guy's got to take off into the world, make his own fortune, seek his fortune, make a name out of the house. And some of the most amazing young men that I meet in Italy, the rock and roll guitar teacher of mine, brilliant fella, Simone, is a friend of mine. And I'm thinking, Simone, you are so smart. You could go to university in the U.S. and they would be just throwing money at you, full free ride, No, he is from a humble family, and they have a garden and they grow organic vegetables, and he's got to be out there digging and picking vegetables and cooking. He loves his family. His family is for real. Family matters. It's not something to get away from. It's a survival.
And the country. It's so proud of their country as well. Like the Federico Tazzi, my amore, who's, he doesn't do so. But I said, you should come to America sometime, thinking, this young Italian who's going to want to see America. No, I don't want to see it.
Not really.
I love my country.
Yeah.
Doesn't,
that's
not
like
against
Michele.
it. Not like I don't want, but just, no, I'm happy here. I'm very happy here.
Michele Castellani,
and it's about family and friends.
The rocker.
Amici.
Yeah, he's like, I love it here. I'm not interested in going to Milano or Rome or New York.
Isn't it interesting? Like, we're from here, but we want to go to all the other countries because America, I love my country, but I live in a bubble inside of a bubble inside of a bubble. I mean, not only am I in California, I'm in San Francisco, and not in San Francisco, I'm in the
You're kind
of
like me. You have the one job that you are suited for.
Seriously.
It's amazing.
And I used to live in that building over there in 81. Literally, I could see my bedroom window here and studied journalism and said, enough with the hippie thing, moved to New York, came back, and here I am literally looking at my bedroom window when I was a college student.
Yeah.
And with a lot of stories in between, New York, I mean, the whole thing. But isn't that beautiful that we find our spots? Maybe that's a good place to end is, and writing definitely brings you to that, brings, it's like I said, it's a pain in the ass sometimes, but it really does bring you back to yourself, which is a really beautiful thing.
There's a spirit here. There is. Yeah. There's a spirit in the Haight-Ashbury.
Yeah.
And the people who are here, they keep it alive.
And I think the spirit is saying, do you. Just let your freak flag fly. Do what you love to do. Be it music, be it writing, be it, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Be it like hanging out and playing guitar on the street. Whatever it may be,
Yeah.
do that. So,
Yeah.
well, thanks for being here, Cary Tennis. I love you.
My pleasure.
Say hello.
Love you
oh, wait,
too.
It's for you.
Oh yeah.
Hello.
And then when we're taping, I can not taping. I can just say one more thing.
Yes, please.
I wanted to grab a taco. The taco truck was out at the beach today.
Oh.
So I went to the taco truck and I got a taco. And I heard this guy go up to the windows. He goes, I'll do a burrito and some fries or something. I'll do a Coke. And it's been bugging me. I hear people say that all the time. And I turned to him and I said, this might sound a little intrusive, but did you grow up saying, I'll do a burrito rather than I'll have a burrito? And he said, yeah. He said, the world has changed.
Was he young?
Grandpa. He didn't say, the world has changed, Grandpa.
Wow.
I just...
Times are changing, as Dylan said.
Yeah.
I definitely want to get a picture of you out this window, too, because it's you in the corner.
Okay,
all right.
right.
The time has changed here, and I'm going to do my outro. Cary Tennis, love you. Thanks for being on the show. And I blew it because you were here.